Hey, what's up? So today we're going to be installing the steering wheel. So the first thing we need to do is disconnect the battery, and my steering wheel has a airbag in it, so we need to disconnect the battery and wait about 15 minutes just so that the airbag controls will have enough time to basically not have any more electricity in them. Let's go ahead and disconnect the battery now, and then we'll wait. Alright, so here we are. First thing we need to do is we need to remove this panel and then also the plastic panel that's on the back of the cruise control. So with this, we need to just pop this off. You can see there's a safety torque screw here, which is a T50. So I'll throw all the links in here, but this is it, T50. Tamper-proof Torx bit, so it has a little hole in the center, and this is what we'll need to pop the front off. And so we'll unscrew these, which attach to the airbag. Okay, so the back of the cruise control just kind of pops straight out. So now the airbag comes off and you gotta unclip this. Alright, so now we have a 19mm socket that's right in the center. Shoot, this one's gonna be pretty tough. Alright, we got it. So what you're gonna wanna do is keep the nut on about halfway, and then you can wiggle the wheel off because it's kind of stuck on. There we go, got it off. So you want to do that to make sure that it doesn't you don't pull it off right into your face. Alright, so the next piece we need to remove is this kind of spiral piece. Alright, so take this off, which should be quick, but wasn't for me. Get a proper size screwdriver instead of this thing. And then there's screws here that you need to unscrew. You don't need to pop this whole spiral thing off. This was a waste. So now you're going to want to make sure. Alright, so one thing I didn't do here is you got to break the two prongs that are on the short hub off. If you don't do this on a S14, then the thing that turns off your turn signal after you turn won't work. So you just make sure to break them off. I ended up pulling off the short hub again, breaking them off, and putting it back on after I had everything hooked up. So break those things off. Make sure that the top of the NRG hub, which has this little dot, lines up with the top, and it only kind of goes on one way. And then you'll need to screw the nut back in. Alright, so that's nice and tight. That's the short hub now. So now we're going to want to connect the quick release hub. So let's get the back plate off. Connect the ground and horn first. Now you're going to want to make sure that the top of the quick release is at the top of the short hub. Alright, so now I'm going to be hooking up the horn. So basically I'm going to cut up this connector from this airbag controller thing. So the brown one is for the horn. The blue and green are for the cruise control, I'm not sure what. And the yellow and white are for the airbag control. I got a resistor that I'm going to connect to the yellow and white wires so that it still thinks the airbag's in, so that the passenger airbag will work, and then also the light will turn off on the dash. So you're supposed to get a 2.3 ohm resistor, I believe. It might be 2.7. I'll throw a link in the description. You just connect these two wires together through the resistor. I'm going to cut this up here, connect the brown wire to the back of the hub. So what you got to do is make sure there's on the back of the hub there is this metal part here. You have to make sure a wire is touching that metal part at all time, and that will send the power all the way through to the horn. Then when the horn presses, it grounds out, and then the horn turns on. So that's kind of how it works. Some people make little brackets, like brass brackets that screw into here and then touch the back. What I'm going to do is basically just tape a wire up here that's always touching the back. I'm going to cut up this cable, plugs in down here, and then wire in the resistor and the horn button. All right, so now let's put the steering wheel and make sure everything works. Steering wheel's nice and straight. I know the wheels are straight, and it looks like everything's twisting and turning. So now we got to put everything back together. All right, so everything's connected now. So let's plug the battery back in and see if the horn works and the airbag light does not come in. Let's see if the horn actually works. Horn works! All right, so after this, I put everything back together, took it for a little spin, and everything worked great. My steering wheel was slightly off. It was just like one bolt over. So I just adjusted the quick release little thing on the short hub so that I just twisted it one thing over, and now it's perfectly straight. So thanks so much for tuning in. That's how you put on a short hub and a quick release hub. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll post up a new video every Sunday. So subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks.